This week I'm going to be freestyle rapping while under the influence of hot sauce. First things first, I'm going to eat a chicken wing that is marinated in Belizean heat. Matt behind the camera is going to ask me a question and then I need to freestyle the answer whilst under the influence of heat.
What is your favorite word?
I think that my favourite word is boom! Or any word really that ends in an oon, like spoon, maybe a balloon, or like of a crazy baboon. Mate, it doesn't really matter how it ends. Sometimes my favourite word is friends. It depends on what the word means. Sometimes I really like the word jeans because it's there on your trousers, but also on your DNA. And sometimes I'm just looking at you and say, what will she say? What will he say? And what will they say? This is so fantastic, mate. It's like Mayday, Mayday. That's another word I love, man. I like the word violence. I like those dark words like death and tyrants. Mate, the freestyle you just heard is a little bit spicy, but I love all words. Round 2, we are moving on to the Naga hot sauce. Deadly hot chili sauce with ghost pepper. Mate, there better not be any perverts watching this.
I just really like lanky belly with chicken. Oh, yeah.
What turns you on?
I'm turned on by femininity. I'm turned on by ladies, girls and broads. I like the hardcore ladies who hold samurai swords, hold themselves in the maddest manner, and they've never looked badder. Swinging around in ancient Japan with a big ass katana. Big ass, I sounded all American even though that I'm English, even though I like the things that turn me on because I distinguish many beautiful things. I get turned on by lights. Going travelling and seeing beautiful sights. I like the beautiful, the unusual, never been turned on by a toilet cubicle. I would rather queue up and see that maybe I can be unscrupable. Is that even a word? I'm not sure, but the spice is now getting to my tongue. I'm feeling hot. I'm feeling spicy. I'm feeling that chili in my lungs. You see, this is what I'm turned on by. I'm turned on by the chili. I'm turned on by the ladies who like to be a little silly. Not turned on by the willy, even though it's okay to be gay. But here's what it's about time that I say. No way would I ever be turned on by ignorance. People who are acting like absolute simpletons. I get turned on by intelligence and the relevance. And people who have beautiful past memories like elephants. They remember everything, like all the beautiful words, all the beautiful adjectives, the language and verbs. And here we go, man. I tried to explain this so horribly because I've got loads of spice. But I'm turned on by etymology. And it's nice when I entwine all the rhymes that I'm dividing. Now I start multiplying and this time I'm like I'm frying. Oh my lord, mate, it's a little spicier than I thought. I'm trying to freestyle when I have this battle that I've fought. I'm turned on by burning right here in my tongue, and I'm turned on by learning that I've been undone. But this little bit of spice is quite nice, the second round, and I'm turned on by the deep, the intelligent and profound. That was a little more challenging than I thought it was going to be. Now I'm scared. Alright, the first two were delicious and nutritious and very good to eat. Round 1 and 2 were not so bad. A little harder than I was actually thinking it was going to be. I thought I was quite good at this stuff. Turns out, no. But it's round number 3. We're going on to Baron's Blazing Hot Sauce. Extra spicy hot pepper sauce. Oh, that's the French bit. I don't need to read that. Here we go. Baron's Hot Sauce.
What sound or noise do you love?
I love the sound of a clinking dish, or when you're playing basketball when you hit that swish. I love the sound of the sea when you're coming in with the salt. I love the sound of a kid saying it wasn't my fault. I like that type of ignorance when you were little. I like the sounds that you're making which are oh so simple, like where can I end or where can I start. My favourite thing I can't pretend is the sound of a fart, like a massive one that you're doing in your bedroom. It's so big the methane floats up to your headroom and it just goes boom and all the way into your nose. And I suppose the type of fart that starts to stain your clothes. Bro, mate, we're getting a little bit spicy. I'm swallowing, and yes, quite rightly, because this spice starts to fight me. This is starting to entice me. I'm just like, woo, woo, this is so hot, blimey. So I like the sound of a little bit of a sizzle when you got a bit of chicken in the pan and in the middle, when it's bubbling and bubbling and now you're feeling troubled because you're in the place to say now I'm getting puzzled. Oh, I like the little bit of cooking. I like the sound of a woman's hair when she's lovely and good looking. The hair goes up in the air and now I do declare. I like the sound of the music at a fun fair. Oh my lord! Now we're starting to get hot. I like the sound of Cotton, first name Dot, when she's having a little fag. Yes, I'm no pretender. Dun, 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 dun. The drums from EastEnders. That's another sound that I think is all great. And now the spice is really starting to invade my face. So I like the sound of my tongue just getting hot and sizzly. Oh my lord, mate, this is really starting to pickle me. All right, there we go. That's the sound for you. I hope that's all right for you, mate. I tried real hard. This is not my finest. It's not my finest day of spice tolerance, but we are moving on. This is a little harder than I've overrated myself, is what I'm saying. We're moving on to the Trinidad Scorpion. And it says lethal hot chili sauce with a brutal sting in its tail. Because it's called Scorpion, isn't it? Woo! Right.
Are you proud of me, Ma?
Jesus.
What profession, other than your own, would you like to attempt?
When I was a kid and I was angry, I used to talk to my mother and brother and say I will be a snowboarder. That was my plan. I thought I'd be the man. Thought I'd be snowboarding up in North Canada, but rather I became a rapper, which is kind of ridiculous because now I start to pack a bit of spice in my mouth and now I just see that maybe I should go down south to be an MC. But oh, no, now I go a little spicy. Maybe I would like to be a writer, all righty. Writing blighty, but then I could be like Shakespeare and maybe we could likely MC. This is ridiculous. My rhyming's getting bad because if this is my mouth is the hottest thing I've ever had. I can't believe this is number 4 because I've never had a thing in my mouth so hot like this before. I'm rhyming 4 with 4, but now back to the talk. I want to be a ninja so that I could stalk. I want to be a Shaolin so I could be growling. I could start doing ground and pounding. But I would never be a fighter because I want to be the heckler. Maybe I could be a professional wrestler. But oh no, because I would do it timidly because I'm a little bit too goddamn skinny, see? Oh my god, mate, and now it's burning and burning. Now I'm learning that maybe I could be a teacher that is yearning to be a little teacher. I could be the little preacher. Maybe I could be a speaker so I could do a speech to the entire parliament. I want to be a writer doing debating so I could start an argument. I could start to startle them with all of my words. I want to make you uncomfortable like Miss Trunchbull when she's got hers. Hers, who's her? The Matilda? I want to be Matilda. Maybe I could be a builder. I want to have a job that's a little more simple so I can sit back, have a beer and do a wolf whistle to girls walking by until they go my and know you're that I can barely even talk, but now my next job would never to be this type of spice here in my gob. I don't want to be a spice tester. Never again. I don't want to be a spice tester for this weirdo friend who wants to get this camera in front of me and say this is lovely. Oh, now I've got the hottest mouth in the whole country. It's what I do, man. I will never retire because I'm spitting. Realise that I literally spit fire. Oh dear, that's the end of it coming out of my gob. I really wish I could have answered what would be my alternative job. Oh. Whoa, hey. Oh, Matt. Oh, brother. That is ridiculously hard to freestyle while I was doing that. I could feel the lyrics within me being just burning. You get a thought in your mind and then you just start to crisp up. So and they're gone. Okay, so this is round number 5. I think I finally got my speech back. And yeah, that's right. This is called the Carolina Reaper. It's a killer hot sauce. The Reaper cometh. Yeah, that's right. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. For your entertainment and my utter regret. Wishing that I'd done something normal with my life. Oh no!
If heaven exists, what would you like God to say when you get to the pearly gates?
I arrive at the gates and God says, yes, truly, I want you to be in a movie. with Bruce Lee. So that's what I do, man. I get all juiced to sit down next to Marilyn Monroe and Bruce and say, hey, Bruce, how you doing, man? It's about time that me and you start moving with the plan. Is what we're doing, mate. We'll be jolly good. We'll make a movie 10 times better down there in Hollywood. Because I don't need special effects or that CGI, because Bruce starts to combine this mind and... I fry, because that's what I'm doing. And then I look at my family. They come up to me and say, how you doing, Gramsci? It's fantastic. I meet a great-great-granddaddy, and everyone's sat around. They talk to me madly. They tell me about my family's energy, about what I've got possessed in me genetically. Incredibly, I go up to this little angel. Gabriel sits me down and tells me this fable about the time I sat with this little bit of spice, and he said, how you doing, man? Are you all right? Because I'm burning and burning, mate, just oh so much, because it's like my tongue is something that I can barely touch. That's mad, mate, with all of this palaver. I go up to heaven and they teach me lava. And what about it? I start to shout it, no doubt, because I'm sweating and the angel takes the spice out my mouth and everything is all right. Oh yes, I do declare I start breathing the freshest, most heavenly air, because I'm down here on earth and now it's getting so hot, and now I'm going with the freestyle because I'm burning a lot, and in the bottom of my tongue, all the way down to my lung, I'm gonna keep on shouting at heaven's gates. What have I done? What have I done, mate? Because I'm crying and crying, because I'm basically with all this spice that I've been supplying. Oh my lord, man, now it's getting so hot. Hotter than my tongue and a little bit of hip hop, because I'm coming and I'm going. Everybody, do you notice? Honestly, I freestyle, mate. I'm going to show this. I'm not gloating. It's just got so boiling that this is a freestyle that I won't be spoiling, because I should freestyle for the rest of my life. I freestyle to my children, freestyle to a potential wife, and it's mental how much I'm on a mic. Is what I do, mate. There is so much spice. Spice like a Spice Girl. Spice like the ginger. Spice like the posh one and the fucking minga. Which one's that? Oh yeah, it is the posh one. And now I need a whole load of dosh, son. Mate, I'm supposed to be rapping about heaven. Now my mind's gone insane because I'm basically just severed in this little place, mate, where it's gone so spicy. I wanted to rap about Bruce Lee, but quite rightly, I've gone all the way back to this weird little thing where I can barely talk, whisper, or even sing, and now this ting on my tongue is now just making me go to a place where I'm like, that is your freestyle challenge, bro. Woo!
Yeah.
Hey, that is so hard. That is so hard, sticking to a narrative. I can rhyme, but I cannot keep track of a story on that much spice. That is impossible. I had this whole thing of Bruce Lee, me and Bruce making a movie together in heaven. That went.
Spice Girls came in.
Spice Girls. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed yourselves, because I've not. Cheers though. Yeah, it's been fun. It's been educational. Cheers. This episode was in no way inspired by the YouTube. Oh god. This episode was no way inspired. No chance inspired. I can barely talk. You may have seen a show on YouTube called Hot Ones. Well, we haven't. We've never heard of it, and this was in no way inspired by that show, and the questions were definitely not ripped off from inside the actor's studio. Right, good.